Hello, my friends. How are you? Now, I believe... Welcome to My Hero Monday. Now, I believe this episode has, this fight has Bakugo as the main fighter in this one. I think so. Maybe it's Todoroki. I don't know. Because I think it's Bakugo, I'm going to put Bakugo here. If I'm wrong as Todoroki, I'll switch it out. But yeah, last week I did one episode because I kind of realized that I was like, oh, okay, this is bringing this certain fight to a close. The next episode is going to be kind of back to back in terms of the content. So let's do those two episodes together. So now we're going to be back on 2 episodes a week, trying to play catch up and finish out season 5. Of course, again, Mob Psycho 100 is the other anime that I'm reacting to on Mondays, Mob Psycho Monday. So go check those out. Those reactions come out actually before these ones do. So if it's Monday and you're watching this, my Mob Psycho 100 episodes have also come out by then. And then on the particular day this reaction comes out, later on in the evening, the last 2 episodes of Superman and Lois will finally be published. And so you can go check those out. Now, sometimes I have a lot of good luck with I complain about this a lot. My camera, and sometimes it works out really well and looks great, and then sometimes I just look washed out, and I don't know what to do with that. I don't know if it's just my monitor. I don't know if it's okay, no, you have too much lights going on. No, that turn back on. So I succumbed to pressure that I put on myself, bought a vanity light, set up my camera still up high, but actually set it up where the light is slightly behind like it's supposed to. And it's still not to my liking. But again, it's a webcam, not a super duper fancy camera like a lot of actual YouTubers use. So, it's not so good. But as I continue to wrestle and complain about my lighting, which is my fault because I'm the one that sets it up. Funny enough, though, I mentioned in my last reaction that my camera does a great job of focusing when I don't have this background. So, I might just have to... Eventually, I'll get my room all organized. Right now, it's still kind of going through stuff and trying to collect stuff so I can donate it, something to throw out. Just trying to, clean up and get... I have too much stuff. Too much just junk. So I'm trying to get rid of it any way I can. And that has turned my room into chaos behind the curtain. And so, once it's a bit cleaner, I might just forgo the curtain. Or maybe do partial curtain, I don't know. And that way, I won't be constantly complaining about my lighting. Anyway, we're at episode 7 of My Hero Academia Entitled Match 3. Again, I think Bakugo's in this. Again, if he's not, he's a little dusty. Then I'll put Todoroki, because one of these 2 boys are up to the match. I do appreciate that even though Class A won match 1, Class B won match 2, and they kind of did just in time, because they weren't really expecting the mushroom girl. At the same time, with her, she ended up using a mushroom that she probably was trying to avoid using, which is kind of a poisonous one. Obviously, they're not going to actually kill her fellow students. But in doing so, the last straw. They're like, okay, we're going to try to do all that we can to stop them. Unfortunately, that was the final one that she had to do. They weren't expecting it, and so she had it grow within Tokiyami, take him down. And Kendo her hands are super strong, too. And I get the muscle connection between her hands and the rest of her body when her hands expand must be incredibly... there must be a certain kind of training that, she must undergo some sort of forearm training, so that way her rest of her body can handle what her hands can handle. She must in some regard. I'm just trying to think of, muscle connection, and then... I know it's funny how sometimes how connected our body truly really is, that if something's not quite working, and sometimes it can just take you down, especially around your leg muscles. So the fact that Kendo, because probably of her hands, was able to drag Momo with whatever that is wrapped around her, and a cannon all the way to where her teammates were is impressive. And I really kind of want a post-fight scene, because I really want some Momo Kendo interaction, like some nice serious like interaction, because my girl, she did her hardest. She broke my heart. She came through. She's so sweet. I love Momo. I've loved Momo since the beginning, and it has not changed. My girl is amazing. She continues to be amazing. I stand by. I really want Kendo and her to have a hero practice together. I think they would just be like, their quirks just aren't similar at all, but they would work, you know what I'm saying? Because like just the kind of personalities and leadership qualities they have, like it would work. So I really do adore them. And it was really, really adorable to see Tetsu, who I think we confirmed during the summer arc that he totally has a crush on Kendo. And then Tokiyami, who's like worked with, not Tokiyami, Todoroki, who has worked with Momo to see them support their girls. And of course, people are Momo clearly also kind of established she has a crush on Todoroki, or Shoto. So it'd be really cool, like, and again, it does kind of surprise me that none of these classmates are dating. So I'm like, it's high school. How are none of them dating? So obviously they've had more kind of crazy important things. I think there's a Valentine's episode coming up, isn't there? Or is that Christmas? I don't know. Anyway, it does kind of surprise me that we haven't gotten any confirmation if any of the students are dating whatsoever. That's like kind of surprises me a little bit. So, they've had way more important things to deal with than dating, but it still kind of surprises me. But I wonder if they're, like, we've established that certain, especially with the guys and girls, they have like crushes, but I don't think we've gotten any confirmation like, oh, these two are a couple. We haven't gotten that whatsoever. And again, this is kind of hero focus. I understand that. It's not the point of this anime. I'm not saying it has to happen. I want that to happen. But I'm just surprised that we haven't even gotten like a little reference like, oh yeah, those two are dating. Like, none whatsoever. Anyway, now that I've blathered on long enough, oh, he's so spiky. Anyway, now that I've blathered on long enough, let's dive into episode 7 of My Hero Academia Season 5, Match 3. If you're watching YouTube, there is no sound, partial image, keeps the cover art monsters mostly at bay. And, yeah, for sure. But there's a version down below. Link, you can click on that. If you can't access that website, it's free, but if you can't access that website in your country, just follow along. I do stop at the halfway point, so just kind of keep your recording ready for that one. And if I feel the need to, because sometimes I can get overwhelmed, or I need to like organize my thoughts, or I'll forget them by the time the episode ends. So yeah, without further ado, let's dive right in. Something that happened last episode is we had a really long, like, previously on section like this. I'm hoping it's not as long. Like, as each battle progresses, are we gonna get a recap of every battle? Because that would make this section a little too long. And then they go right into the intro. I don't remember them. They probably did do this, like, in previous arcs and seasons, but I guess I'm more hyper aware of it this time around. I love how, now that we're in the colder weather, Mama just adds a cape. Like, why a cloak? Or a cloakery, that's really. Aoyama, he just drives me nuts. He was such the damsel in distress, like, the entire fight. Except for that brief moment when Tokiyami was carrying him and he used his lasers to light up the pipes. And I know he's trying to work, but I feel like he's the only character in class, of heroes I've met in general, who I'm like, I don't think you're going to be very useful as a hero. And they're only in their first year, I get that. But compared to the others, it just, Aoyama drives me the, like, even, oh shoot, I'm forgetting his name. Our pervy guy, even he sometimes is way more heroic and useful than Aoyama. And that's hard to beat. Like, he can be a turd. She's, like, really cares about him. These robots need to shut up. Oh no. Yeah. Oh, Shinji was talking. I keep forgetting it's his voice. I think they did, a little bit. Dang it. Yeah, please, you might want to. Can someone go, like, take care of Momo, my baby? Like... Ooh, oh, look at him. Monoma, shut up. Yes. Oh, she didn't even have to do Big Hand. No, he does not. Maybe that's why he does it. Yeah, we saw that. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Quietly. Wow. So we are taking a bit of a breather. The first half of the episode, anyway. Which happened when he was asleep. He did trigger it. And it... That's twice they've been called out now. Yes, and he knows the truth. Keep forgetting that part. Dude. Their relationship has changed for the better, for sure. In his own way. No, he has. That's why he's worried about it. Ugh. Oh, Momo. Is she blushing? Hmm. Oh, so it is Todoroki's turn. Okay, so I've got to switch them out. Choji no Jiro. Anyways. Not necessarily. You'll take, especially considering his height. There's a... You need to do a brave thing. Kind of a strange thing to throw on him, huh? Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. We keep getting more and more toy references. What I also love about this arc, and I've realized it, is that it kind of mix up the teens to some degree in ways that they haven't in the past. Yeah. Oh, that's so nice. Hmm. They're also filling these episodes with a lot of flashbacks. So they're really stretching out this storyline quite a bit, filling it with like previously on footage, with flashbacks. I don't know if I'm more hypercritical or hyper aware or what. It just feels very different. Of a successor. I guess a lot of them had that kind of on their shoulders. But yeah, well, again, what I love about this is really is kind of switching up the teams in ways that we just really haven't experienced before, especially with Type A. That's true. Tatsu, shut up! Looks like you and Vlad had some idiots in this class. Causing an asinine amount of damage. Didn't you guys say that his aim's pretty much like Steel? Ding ding. Oh, right. It's so weird. Okay, they kind of did something kind of funky with the subtitles. They put the English over the Japanese subtitles, and it was like hard to read. What? Oh, he does. He's an idiot. Likes beef stew. Alright, I'm gonna pause real quick, talk about some of the stuff halfway, and switch out my thingy. I'm a goober. My other figure was not Todoroki. I don't know why I thought he was. It's it's Kirishima. So I will not be bringing him up. Anyway, this first half of this episode is kind of weak, at least compared to other storyline stuff. I think mainly because this episode is filled with, and we noticed the past few episodes that they've been adding more flashbacks. So it's based upon some of the elements of these episodes, it seems like this arc is supposed to be a really short arc, at least in the manga, and they're finding ways to really drag it out, which I can feel quite a bit. But I do really want. I guess I'm really jonesing for a Momo Kendo scene. I really would like them to talk. Momo's such a sweetheart and a cutie pie, and she just was such a powerhouse last fight. But we've got Tetsu, who is not being manly right now, because he's goober, and some of his others, and that's kind of funny. But right now, this probably episode feels pretty light. With like, okay, it's gonna be a big fight and light elements, but then we have some emotional, quiet stuff happening with what's going on with Midoriya and All Might talking him, and then Bakugo being the second person that has called them out for hanging out together. I think that was Aizawa. And then what else? Oh, and then I guess some of the weight that I don't think Shoto was really taking into the fight, but now Tokiyami kind of threw that at him a little bit. And even Iida a little bit, because he is going to inherit, like, he's going to be the next Ingendium. So he has a lot riding on his shoulders too. And it's so much pressure to put on themselves because they are only 15 years old. This is their first year of high school. They're kids still. There's still 2.5 more years of growth. And there's just so much, but they're all so serious and such weight on them. And I think part of that is because they are Class A and because of what they've gone through. Even though with Class B, they also taking it very seriously. I think because they've been allowed to kind of stick with the curriculum and kind of enjoy being students. The only serious thing happening to them being when they joined Class A during the summer camp arc, and that was the most serious thing that ever happened to them because they were in the vicinity of Class A. And also, there's a poor Class A. A lot of what they're experiencing because of either All Might or Bakugo or Deku or something else. So they kind of are getting they get pulled into a lot of this stuff. But they have grown quite a bit. But they've just been forced to grow in very different ways. Which is why these episodes are really fun, because it gets a chance to breathe again, but also kind of the ease back into, and they also get to meet the Class B and see how much they've grown and see how much of formidable opponents they are, especially also since summer camp. So we've only gotten to see only a few of them and their abilities. Anything else I want to add? Nope. Let's keep going. Ojiro. And that's the villain? Is that his quirk? Oh. Oh, so his quirk is kind of, ooh, burning this guy, burning him. Good. Well, his interaction with kids have definitely improved. He's... Ah! He's trying to be better, but he can't rush this. It is getting... It's pointing for a little bit of humor in there. You just sneeze. Oh, right. It's that Japanese thing. People talk about people they sneeze. Again, it's the third anime I've seen that. Shoto sickness. Yeah, he's in class. He's not on his phone. So he's the thinker of the group. There we go. No minimal damage in this one either. Oh, good. Oh, he's the ground softener. Dude, he softened the eyes. So he's the thinker of the group. He's one of the other ones. One softening. Mudman. It's a good name. Ah. It's like sludge. It's like icy sludge. Oh, so he was one of the other recommended heroes. It's kind of cool. Ah. Oh, I love that little transition, the bzzz into the screen. I really love that transition. Smart guy. Yeah, I would say you're gonna have multiple people who are good at reading things on different classes. Ooh, ow. Oh, his little tail. Well, his big tail, but his poor tail. Gyrate. Spiral. It's kind of hard to run fast when everything can blow you squishy. Yeah, he always is. That was nice. I love that. And I just flipped the script immediately. Oh, her quirk. So when she speaks Japanese, her accent sounds kind of funky. That's all done on purpose, correct? Huh. How strange. Weird quirk. Like, you see horns, you don't think that they can fly. Yep. No, he probably isn't thinking that much. Yeah, definitely. Ojiro, I mean, his quirk is his tail, really, so he really needs to be good at fighting. I don't remember Iida ever cursing like that. Tama? Ooh. That's right, he's been improving his quirk. Oh, wow, he really has improved that. Even I forgot, I didn't realize that part. Hmm. Oh, so he taught him this. Tuning my engine? Oh my gosh, she can do that? Oh, that must have been painful. Oh, God. Oh my gosh, they did come in bigger and badder. Whoa, 10 minutes! That's amazing! Yep, I figured that's exactly where we're gonna end. Oh my gosh, so even then, there's been certain things they've kind of kept, we're so focused on the saving the day and stopping Overhaul and Eerie and on particular heroes that there were other, I also forgot that during the summer, other people, even though only some of them were doing summer school, other people were actually like also training and with their family and like working on their quirk and their different powers. So even amongst Class A, there are quirk improvements we didn't realize. So it's cool, even, we're not just getting surprised by learning fresh about Class B, we're also getting surprised by learning what else Class A has been up to when we've been so focused on light, fluffy stuff like the Summer Festival and focus on particular heroes the arc before that. I also really enjoyed how with Endeavor, he's learning not to be so terse and surly, but he's learning to probably work, like, as a number one hero, he has to be able to work with other people and requests and stuff like that. But now he's kind of, like, showing his vulnerable side, because he really wants to, like, connect with Shoto, but he can't also, again, Shoto's in class, he also can't rush it, and he kind of is trying to do so. Dang. So he's smart and he's a really impressive quirk. He hasn't used fire yet, it's true. So will he use the quirk technique that he's trying, that he couldn't quite learn last time in this battle? Or are we going to just like get a taste of what it could be, that fight. I guess we will see. You know, it's funny, these episodes aren't particularly that long, to be honest. So, you think I would be able to shoot through them so fast, but sometimes I can get so chatty on the intro and the midpoint and the outro that it's like... Something new that I have been doing, you probably have picked up on it, is that usually when if you watch the flip version, my midpoint review is included in that. But what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to kind of keep my midpoint review and my intro and my outro talk to YouTube only. Again, kind of copying a bit more, definitely copying way more of what YouTube is doing, but also trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? Trying to have more stuff that's on YouTube so you guys can actually, like, watch more of it if you are actually here for something other than the episode footage. And also, the more footage, I think the more footage people watch on the video, I think the better it does. I might be wrong in the algorithm. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I'm not sure. It doesn't help with monetization stuff either. That's because that's Google ads and other things. It doesn't really do anything for me. But I just want to be able to, like, okay, no, you know, there is a part of, you know, there's a purely video footage reaction, and there's a partial footage and commentary section part. So I really wanted to make the videos probably as different as I could sensibly make them. And I figured taking out the midpoint review, keeping it only on YouTube would be part of it. So let me know if that really has come to your attention, if you care, if you don't care, if you're like, hey, no, I like it this way, or like, actually, no, the previous way was fine as well, or it doesn't really matter. Just let me know. It is kind of funny because NG is trying to... Endeavor is trying so hard. He's trying so hard. We're getting a lot of Toya references this season, unsurprisingly. Probably because we're getting closer and closer to the explicit confirmation of probably Toya and... Oh, shoot. The other guy. Being, I forget his... You know what I mean. Villain name. They're the same person. You would think, though, that Endeavor would know, especially if they are the same person, the villain whose name I'm forgetting. If their quirk is exactly the same exact flames, or has he changed himself so much that he is completely irrevocably different than the original, like, than Toya. I'm forgetting his villain name. Shoot. Anyway, what else did I say? Nothing really else to say. This episode was fun. It was light. It was just, you know, we got some fun reveals, but it wasn't super, like, drawing me in. I think, to be honest, the last episodes that really drew me in were the overhaul villain episode. Arc, that was the last one. The summer festival arc was sweet and enjoyable and nice, but it didn't really have too much that really pulled me in storyline wise. So we've kind of gotten Fluffy and other Fluffy storyline kind of back to back. This one just feels a bit more plot heavy in terms of, like, All for One and then kind of the previous vestiges, and kind of it pretty much has kind of this weight of we are carrying on the successors, whether literally or theoretically speaking, of certain heroes, so we have to really bring it. And there is a lot of pressure on them. Again, they're only 15 years old. They're kids. They still have, again, 2.5 more years left before they finish high school, so but they are pushing themselves at an incredible rate. And it's heavy. Anyway, is there anything else? But I guess it's really, like, is the big difference between someone who's on a hero track and someone who's maybe on another track, the kind of how they really push themselves, because they do have a very incredible specific goal, and it is something that they can kind of achieve right out of high school. It's sort of intense. Nothing else to say. Again, episode was fun, but it was sort of light fare. I think this arc is pretty light fare for sure. The second half does seem a bit heavier, and again, they do that typically. They kind of go back and forth in terms of just like that nice balance. But I can see why people aren't as big as a fan of this first half, perhaps. And maybe I'm being just too judgy. Anyway, I gotta dive into the next episode of My Hero Academia. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, share with your enemies, and I'll see you next time.